I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait.
Hi and welcome back to the Rideshare Buddy UK YouTube channel. My name's Kevin and today is my first Bank Holiday Monday session with Uber and it's not looking good, so I may not be out very long at all. I came out at 10 o'clock, a little bit earlier than I normally do. It's now 10:30, not a sign of a job, no surge on the map, not a beep, not a trip radar, nothing, completely dead. So I think I'll probably be packing it in by lunchtime, by 12 o'clock, jumping on a train and going to meet my friends down at Barry Island for a drinking session this afternoon. I'm certainly not going to sit it out earning this sort of money, which is zero. So not good at all. Another 90 minutes, then I'll pack it in. I have had a reasonable weekend, to be honest with you. On Saturday and Sunday, yesterday, I did a £200 day on each day. Now on Saturday, that was because of the rail strike. I had 2 trips down to Bristol for people going to the same rave, so that's £35 a time each. I also had another trip down to Bristol from somebody who was moving house, moving rooms, accommodation, and he'd been on Uber XL for 2 hours trying to grab a ride to Bristol and had no response. So I don't think Uber has much in the way of XL over here in Newport. So we put it up on Uber X, and when I accepted the job, he messaged me and said, look, I've got 8 boxes and a suitcase. Can you fit these in the car? And he said it was 15 by 15 by 15 or something. He put the sizes down, which means nothing to me. So I said, well, I'll come over and I'll have a look and see if we can do it. So I went over. He was just him as a passenger. Boxes didn't look too bad. Knocked the back seats down, got everything in, and took him to over to Bristol. Now, I think that was a £32 job. And he also gave me a £25 tip. Very happy with that. And then there was other running arounds because of the train strike. So Saturday I did £230, I think it was. So not too bad at all. So that was over 9 hours, I think it was. Yesterday, another £200 day, £206, something like that. That was a lot of running around from this church conference down at the ICC. So I was just running backwards and forwards between ICC, railway station, ICC and hotels back to the station and a couple down to Cardiff. So it was about £203. So that wasn't too bad. Saturday and Sunday, great. Friday was atrocious. Absolutely waste of time coming out at all. Now, normally on a Friday, what I try to do is put in a good session, earn £200, and that covers the cost of the car. Now, I was out for 10 hours, well over 10 hours on Friday, and I did £86. It was completely dead. Don't know why it was on Friday, it just died and nothing happened. So that's the thing you got to watch with Uber, well, with any private hire company or rideshare, is you don't know what's going to happen from day to day. It can be busy every day of that week, it can be busy every Friday, then all of a sudden, nothing. That's just the way it goes. So Friday was very poor, but Saturday and Sunday wasn't too bad. But it looks like nothing's happening now. It's 22:11, 40 minutes online, not a peep. Now tomorrow, I'm not going to be doing a video on Tuesday because I'm doing this one today on Monday, and I'm not going to do a lot of those tomorrow at all. I've got a couple of important meetings to go to. The first one is about my operator's license. So I'm coming out tomorrow to see me tomorrow morning, and I'm going to run through my record keeping. Very simple, very basic, just a simple diary. I'm not giving out any work to anybody, just taking my own airport and evening work, and that's all. So it's going to be very simple. them coming out to see me, have a chat about my obligations as an operator. So hopefully within the next sort of 2 weeks, that will be completed and I have my licence. I've been in contact with some of the people I used to work for when I had flight cabs, my down with local universities, educational businesses, and I've got a couple of really good. Oh, here we go, £6.52. Let's see if we can get that. That's on Trip Radar. But hopefully I'll get a couple of those contracts, and that will get me started. And we can get right, let's go and do this and then carry on with this. But operators meeting tomorrow to get that sorted out. And the other one I've got to look at is I'm moving. And I'm looking at a flat just around the corner from where I live. But it's got private parking. But we'll talk about that after I've got this job done. Okay, so it's, what time is it? 11:05. I've been on just over an hour. And I have my first job done, £8.52. Oh, I must have been given a tip. Let's just have a quick look at that. I've got a £2 tip. So that was really useful, £8.52 for 1 hour and 5 minutes online. So not great. Tip, of course, is highly appreciated. Nothing to do with passengers. It's just that on a bank holiday, you're looking for a bit more work. So let's have a look at the opportunities. I don't think there's much. What's 12:05? Let's accept that. So I've got Newport to Cardiff for £21. That's today. In an hour, 12:05. I'm going to assume that that's lunchtime and not tonight, because I won't be out tonight. We'll see what happens with that. But as I was saying, I am getting that operator's licence meeting. One of the things I noticed when I was doing those Bristol trips is this car does not like high speed. Up to about 65, it's great, nice and smooth. But once you go beyond that, once you get to 70, there's a big tremor in the steering wheel. Even the passengers see tremoring and juddering and playing about. It's not comfortable to drive at 70. I would not want to drive this down to Heathrow at 70 miles an hour. And you don't really want to putter down there at 65 if passengers are in the car. They want you to sort of keep up with the speed. So I shan't be using this for Heathrow runs. It just doesn't feel safe either at that sort of speed. Very light on the steering, you got juddering, and you can feel it wobbling around. So important now to get on with getting a new car. I think next week is my 8th week with this, and then I can give it a week's notice and move on. Now, auto and taxi rentals won't go for rent to buy unless you've got 3 months, so that's no good to me. What I'm probably going to be looking at is Reflex. Reflex has already offered me an option on an MG5, so I might take them up on that and get some more details on that MG5, and if possible, the MG SUV. They only do electric at Reflex. The MG5 is a great car, but very slow charging. MGs are very slow to charge by today's standards. So I don't mind a 250, 300 mile range of 250 for the MG5, 287 for the SUV. Those are acceptable ranges, but the charge times just are not acceptable. So I might look at seeing if they can offer me something on the Audi. The Audi has a charge time of about 27 minutes. I can just about cope with that. Certainly can't cope with 40, 50, 60 minute charge times of the MGs. So that's something I've got to start chasing up next week, is a replacement car for this, especially if my operator's licence is due in any time now. Okay, so let's go back to that flat. That flat's about, where I live at the moment is about 2-minute walk from a multi-storey car park. The new flat I'm looking at taking on is about 7 or 8 minutes walk, so it's not too far. So I might keep on the multi-storey car park pass. And the reason for that is the flats have private parking, but there are very small places. There's 13 flats in the complex, but they've only got 6 car parking spaces. At the moment that's not a problem because there's only 4 people with cars, so there's 2 places normally available. But they really are only full the size of something like a Mini or a city car or a smart car, very small. So it's going to be a tight fit to get something reasonable size in. So for that reason, I might keep on the multi-storey car park pass. Let's have a quick look at opportunity. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, no good. These reservations are coming quite often, but they're all over the place. I mean, we're talking of North Wales and Mid Wales, and who's going to go to Mid Wales for a £5 job? Unless you already live in Mid Wales. So yeah, as I was saying, very small car parking places, but they can be useful. It means, $4.29 job, let's do that. It means I can start a little bit earlier or finish a little bit later without worrying about car park times. Have to see what happens on that. So 2 big things tomorrow: my operator's licence meeting, possible new flat, and next week we can really start looking for a new car, something suitable for airport transfers down to Heathrow. Okay, so that was the, I did that little trip up to the airport, sorry, not the airport, the bus station, the railway station, and then I got a follow-on trip up to Caerphilly. So it's now 10 to 12, I'm in Caerphilly, and I've got that 12:05 booking from Cardiff to Newport. Now, sat-nav saying it's 11 minutes away from the pickup, so I should be okay, providing there's traffic. £23.60 in 2 hours. This job will take me another half hour, so it's for £20, I think it was, £21, something like that. So that will take me up to £32 in 3 hours. So I'm working for £10 an hour on a bank holiday Monday, and of that £10, £7 an hour are my costs. So I'm working and earning £3 an hour. Take the next left on a bank holiday. Then turn right to stay on Upper. This Cardiff pre-book is going to be my last job for the day. I'm not working for that sort of money. I think, as Serge says on the Rideshare Guy YouTube channel, you've got to know your worth. And my worth is a whole lot more than £3 an hour. But let's get over to Cardiff, get this picked up, and get back home and get ready for going out. Now, I'm not too sure what's going on with the Uber app, because for the last mile or so, I've got a poor network connection, the map's not showing up, and I'm running on Google Maps. So I don't know why it's saying poor network connection, because I've got full bars on my signal for 4G. So I don't know. An interesting one, this. So we'll stick with Google Maps for the time being. Maybe I need to restart the app.
In a quarter of a mile,
don't know.
turn left onto Pentreath.
Well, I don't know where the hell I'm going, where this map's taking me. I thought it was a CF postcode. I thought it was in Cardiff, but I'm stuck down little lanes. Don't know what the route is because Uber Maps failed, and I'm just following the Google Maps, and Google Maps isn't telling me what my destination is. So F knows what's going on. I just hope I don't come up against anybody on the route. That's all. Now, I've got a pedestrian there. Barely enough space to squeeze through with a pedestrian. I've got 1.5 miles of this type of road, and I'm not happy. But at least it's my last job, so that's a good point. But I'm definitely going to be late, because what Uber does in these sort of lanes, even though you can't really drive much above 15 mile an hour, is it assumes that you can do 60 because it's a national speed limit. So definitely going to be late for a pick up on this. Hold on, Uber's contacted. Maybe I'm back in the signal area, and that's now we've got cyclists in front of me. I ain't going to be able to pass these. So that's 1.5 miles of 5 mile an hour. Oh well. That's the crap we have to deal with. No, sorry, now I've got a tractor and I've no idea where I'm going to go to. This is not going to be good at all. Had to reverse 1.5 miles down that road with a tractor in front. God knows how far I'm away from the job. I can't be asked with doing it. I'm heading back home now. It doesn't seem to be on the app anymore, so whether or not the rider cancelled it, I don't know. But I'm not coping with these sort of lanes. I'm going home. Okay, I've just had a quick look on the map, on the app, finally getting the reception. Had a look on the app, and the rider has cancelled. So that trip out to wherever it was a complete waste of time. It's difficult to know what to do with reserve jobs. Do you do them or don't you? I think I'll be a lot more selective in what jobs I take in future. Anything off the beaten track, no, not worth it. Especially around lanes like that, you're going to spend so much time and getting nowhere, and the rider might not be there, or they might just cancel. Not worth the aggravation. If it's central Cardiff, then yes, central Newport, somewhere which is easy to get to. So I think I'll be very careful and check out the postcodes in the future as to where their pick up and drop off is. Anything which could cause the slightest bit of problem, like those narrow lanes, I won't bother. Not worth the aggravation. But that's it, £26.60 for 2.5 hours work on the bank holiday Monday. Knock off 14 and 3, 14. Knock off £18 off that £26 for running costs. And you can make up your own mind as to whether it was worthwhile coming out. So that's it for today. Complete waste of time, bank holiday. I won't be working another bank holiday again. But you've got to give it one try for your first attempt. So what have I done? I've done 2 hours. It's going to be 2.5 hours before I get home, because I'm not doing this trip. So £26.60 in 2.5 hours. Not good. Not good at all. Way less than minimum wage on a bank holiday. So until next time, happy travels, safe journeys, and try and make a profit out of Uber.